Hello, my apologies again for this coming somewhat late in the day, but today we're looking at 1 John 5:4 as we begin another week in the final chapter of 1 John. Can you translate it? That was good. Here's my translation. Because everyone who has been born from God conquers the world. And this is the victory that has conquered the world, our faith. So faith comes into it now. We've seen a lot about love. And we've seen, of course, believing that Jesus is the Christ. Maybe that's what John means here. That's an interesting question. What does John mean by our faith? Um, we shouldn't automatically assume that by faith, John means exactly what Paul means when Paul talks about faith. But our faith is what conquers the world. And it's interesting, has conquered. Now, it's not a perfect tense. It doesn't say it conquered and it's still conquered. It doesn't say that. It's just simple, the faith that conquered the world, the belief that conquered the world. Interesting. I haven't thought down this line of thought. Is he saying that the fact that Jesus is the Christ has conquered the world? And our faith is in the fact that Jesus, this is the hypothesis. I haven't explored it. So hold that thought and we'll see what happens. But for now, let's go on and look at the translation in slow motion. Okay, so because everyone who has been born, this is a massive participle, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So it's we'll get to that on the next slide. Let's go back and just get context here. This is the previous verse was, this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. That was last verse. And then because everyone who has been born of God has conquered the world. So if we have faith, then we've conquered the world, which means we don't have to worry about judgment and so forth. Okay, so everyone who's been born from God conquers the world. That's an interesting form that we'll talk about on the next slide. Nike, victory. And this is the victory that has conquered the world, your faith. I already did that, didn't we? I'm repeating myself to stretch out the worth of the video. Okay, so now let's do the grammar. So this is a causal clause. If we translate it because, then Hoti introduces a causal clause. Now, can you parse this puppy? Are there bits? So usually when we're doing it officially, I would say start at the end and move back. But hey, you can do what you want because this is free. Although they may have made you watch some sort of an advertisement at the beginning, but that's not important right now. So there's a little stuttering on the front here. The first letter gets a little beside itself, puts an epsilon. That's reduplication. So what tense is that? That's right. It's the perfect tense. So I know it's perfect tense. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So the article never lies. This is the neuter article. Could be either nominative or accusative. It is singular. So this is neuter singular. We know that. And it's the subject here, I would say. Everyone who has been born of God conquers. So the one who's been born of God is the subject, the one. Of course, it's not there, so it's substantive, right? It's the having been born one. They have to come. We have to come up with the substance. Has the article, so it's adjectival. Okay, so this is neuter, nominative, singular. Men are passive participles. So let's go with perfect passive participle, neuter, nominative, singular. What's it from? Can I take off, throw that away in the front, throw that away on the end, and I've got genao. By the way, the alpha is part of the stem. It's the hair. It's not a wig. It's part of the real part. And so the alpha has been lengthened to an eta when you shoved the ending right on the stem. And by the way, when the ending is shoved right on the stem, it's perfect Miller passive. You wouldn't have even had to look at the front to know it was. So yes, indeed, this is perfect passive participle. Nominative neuter singular from ganao. It's adjectival because it has the article, and it's substantive because the noun one, the man, it's not every one, is it? It's not. It's everything. I was testing you. Everything that has been born of God Isn't that interesting? Everything that has been born of God conquers the world. Okay, what about this parsing? Well, this is from Nikao, to conquer. The alpha has crashed into O ace A, the epsilon iota of the third person singular. So it is indeed present active indicative third singular from Nikao. The alpha has crashed into an epsilon. With alphas and epsilons, whichever comes first wins and gets crowned long. And so the alpha came first, it wins, it gets crowned, or there's a crash here, step back, nothing to see here, go home. And then the iota of A is hanging on for dear life. Okay, so that's that parsing. Demonstrative pronoun, nominative feminine singular. This is also nominative feminine singular. By the way, what kind of a construction is this? Article, noun, article, adjective. It's a participle, but it's a verbal adjective. Article, noun, article, adjective. That's called the attributive use. It's not substantive because the noun's actually there this time. Here, the noun wasn't there, but here, the noun, Nike, is there. Oh, so what about this parsing of this? It's a participle. I'm sorry, I don't have a better cliche, but active female participles carry Uzis and are sassy. So there's
Sasa. Sasa is the singular origin of Zeus. Sasa is a feminine. It's one number singular becomes rise. So it is Eris because it's the mouth. Because Sasa, sexy. Participle. The feminine singular. Rise. Resurrecting. Let's say.
and there you have the parsing of that. So some fun parsing today. So can you pronounce it? Here's my pronunciation. Hoti pan to gegenemenon ek tu theou nika ton kosmon kai haute esten he nike he nikesasa ton kosmon he pistis hemon. And now let me try to say it in everyday speech. Hoti panto gegenemenon ek tu theou nikaton kosmon kai haute esten he nike he nikesasa ton kosmon he pistis hemon. Okay, that's our Greek for today. See you tomorrow.